From the Johnson's Wax Research Tower in Racine, Wisconsin, come work-saving waxes and polishes that are used around the world. Now the makers of Johnson's Wax present the exciting television game, The Name's the Same. Now, let's meet our panel of famous names. Back from California for a visit to Names the Same, our old friend, Meredith Willson. Famous radio and television actress, Joan Alexander. Bright young comedian of the show of shows, Carl Reiner. And your host and moderator, another famous name, Robert Hugh Lewis.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to The Name's the Same. And even if it is only for one performance right now, we are just plain delighted to see you in that corner, Meredith. Welcome home. Come bound back soon again. Tonight, once again, you're going to meet some people who have very famous names. Names the same as celebrities and places and things that we all know. Thank you, Robert. Before we go ahead, I'd like to take just a second to greet Duncan Pyle and Joe Harold out at KBTV in Denver. They're just getting settled in their new $500,000 television center, and this is one of the strongest links in the ABC television network. Lots of good luck to you guys, and also to KBTV. Now let's meet our first guest with a famous name. We have the usual preliminaries to get through. Where are you from, sir?
I come from Duquesne, Pennsylvania.
And your occupation?
I'm a steel worker.
A what?
Steel worker.
A steel worker in Duquesne. Good. You've got some friends out there. And it's true, of course, you have a famous name. If you don't mind, I'm going to refer to you as Mr. X from now on, just so we don't give away your name by accident. For submitting your name to us, we're sending $10 to Miss, I married her off, Miss Betty Yokamus of Duquesne, Pennsylvania. Let's let our home audience see this gentleman's famous name. That's really your name, isn't it, sir?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to point out once again that every one of the names we use on The Name's the Same is completely authentic. We check all birth certificates and other certificates to be sure that we ain't getting nothing but the real McCoy, which is not his name. Panel, cross-examine Mr. X, if you will, to determine what his name is. 10 questions is what each of you has. Each panelist who uses up his questions or fails to answer must pay a check, $10, to Mr. X. Meredith Willson, welcome back again, and will you start, please?
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Are you living? No. Not living, eh? Were you ever living? Yes. Were you an American? Yes. Did you live in this century? Yes.
6 questions, Mayor.
Were you connected with literature in any way? No. I beg your pardon? No.
No, there was hardly any connection. 5
connection
questions.
out there. Oh, I'm going to think that over and pass to my good friend.
Carl, 10 questions.
How do you do, sir? Are you connected in any way with politics?
No.
Or were you connected in any way with politics? Were you connected in any way with the performing arts?
No.
You weren't. Were you connected in any way with the military?
No.
Only in the very vaguest sense, but go right ahead.
I'll
You have
pass.
7 questions. Joni, 10 questions.
Were you by any chance notorious?
Yes.
You were notorious?
Yes.
Were you a criminal?
Yes.
Were you incarcerated?
That means, Joni, what does that mean?
In the clink.
Yes.
That explains it.
You were in the clink?
Yes.
Did you die in prison?
No.
You did not die in prison. Were you in for a federal offense?
Yes.
Was it murder?
No.
You have 4 questions.
Golly, I don't know many criminals.
You know Meredith.
I'll pass to Meredith, because he knows them all.
Meredith, 5 questions.
Well, I just happen to know of one criminal who would fit this bill because shortly before he was shot, he robbed a bank in my hometown, Mason City, Iowa. Could this be, by any chance, the same fellow? Bank robber. I'll ask the question. Was he a bank robber?
Yes, he was a bank robber.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about Mason City, Iowa, though.
Well, in Mason City, Iowa, John Dillinger held up the...
John Dillinger! You mean to tell me he robbed the bank at Mason City, Iowa?
He robbed the First National Bank in Mason City, Iowa, and Babyface Nelson was with him with a submachine gun, and the fellow who taught me commercial law in high school got the crease taken out of his pants because he thought it was all a movie, and Babyface Nelson fired at the crease in his pants with the submachine gun.
It was shortly thereafter that Meredith took up the piccolo. I don't know if that follows, but it's an interesting point. Meredith, that is very interesting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Dillinger, I bet you just have a ball with that name.
Yeah?
And held up any interesting banks lately?
No.
Well, you can hold up our
lately.
panelists if you'd like to. You go on over there, meet them, meet Joni, meet Carl, meet Meredith, too. From Joni and Carl, you will get a check from each for $25. And thanks so much from Johnson's Wax. For playing the name.
Never thought I'd be paying this John Dillinger.
All right. And now let's meet our next guest with a famous name. Hi. Waiter, no phone book, huh? Sit right down, young man. How is he, Herb? Could you use a phone book here, or can you get a good view of him this way? Let's move this thing over here so they can see you. There you are. Where are you from?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. And what do you do for a living?
I'm in school.
In school. All right. Well, we know you got a famous name. We're all anxious to take a look at it. Let's let our home audience see this young man's famous name. The panel, I think by now you know all of our rules. Mr. X, I'm going to call you Master X from now on, just so I don't call you anything else by accident. You may answer yes or no. A deal? Okay. Let's start off with Carl Reiner. Carl?
Sir, this person whose name you bear, is this person living?
Yes.
Is this person an American?
Yes.
Is this person a member, or does this person have any connection with politics?
No.
I pass.
Does he have any connection with the arts?
Yes.
Is he an actor primarily?
Sometimes.
This young man is all right.
He's sometimes an actor. Is he known primarily for his work in pictures?
Not primarily.
He was doing great.
Yeah, I keep my big mouth out of this. Go ahead.
Yeah. Is he known more for his work in television?
Yes.
That's what he's most known for. Now, is he considered a comedian?
Yes.
Does he have his own show?
No.
Go ahead. He's doing all right. I got news for you. Go on.
I pass.
All right. Meredith, 10 questions.
Is this chap what you call handsome?
Sorta.
Is he kind of short?
No.
You don't need much help.
Did he have Bob, could I ask you, the first time back in a little while, I didn't quite understand. Has he been in the movies? May I ask that?
He
Yes.
has been in pictures, but I do not think you would know him primarily for his motion
No.
picture work.
Is this man connected with music in any way?
Yes.
Is he a singer?
No.
5 questions, Matt.
I'll pass to Carl.
Does he play a musical instrument?
Yes.
Is that his main occupation?
No.
No.
Oh, does he lead a band?
No.
Oh, he plays an instrument. I pass.
All right, Joni, for...
Is this show he's on a situation comedy?
No.
Does he MC the show by any chance?
Let's see. The gentleman has done a number of shows. The show on which he is appearing at this particular time is not one that he is emceeing.
Is
You
not
have
one
two
that he is
questions.
MCing.
No.
He does play a musical instrument. And he is a comedian, is that right?
That is correct.
Is he rather plump?
No.
No. One question, Joan.
I pass.
All right,
I'll
Meredith,
save it.
5 questions.
Well, this musical thing now, does he play the instrument in connection with the program that he's on?
No.
No. Is this a panel show of some kind?
Yes.
Does he have a very individual crew-cut hair?
No.
2 questions.
Oh.
I'm going to have to pass.
All right, Carl, 4 questions.
Is he a moderator on a panel show?
No.
He's a panel member of a panel show. Now, just a moment. Could be him.
Joni,
No,
don't
but
get
he's
so
not, I
excited.
said band leader, so it couldn't be him. Well, you're not you're an orchestra lead. Excuse me, sir. I'm very sorry.
Perfectly all right, sir.
3 questions, Carl.
I'll pass.
All right, Joni, 1 question.
Is it Meredith?
No, darling. No. Meredith, 2 questions. Remember what we've established now.
Yes. He's on the. What is he on CBS?
Yes.
Carl, I'll give you
Carl,
another.
3 questions.
Is it Steve Allen?
Steve Allen. When you asked whether he had his own show at the moment, Steve has always practically had his own show, and he starts a brand new one, which is not yet on the air. It, I believe, goes on July the 27th, if I'm not mistaken, which I imagine is next Monday on WNBT here in New York. Steve will be doing a show from 11:20 until midnight. Tell me, young man, you have won yourself. Let me see now. Who got that?
I very meekly did. Not too well. I had a little help. from
All
my
right, very
friends here.
meekly. Joni and Meredith, you write out your checks for $25 each for this young man. Let me ask you this, Steve. Have you ever met the famous guy whose name you bear?
Yes.
You have? Where?
He's my father.
I tell you what, Junior and you folks out there, meet Senior. Here's television's brightest comic, Mr. Steve Allen. Come on out. Goodness, may I examine your hands?
Stevie, that was wonderful, and you can have a quarter of the money.
He was very smart, Steve. He knew everything. It was just wonderful. All right, we come now to the I'd Like to Be part of the show. Before the show started, Steve told us who he might like to be, just in fun, of course, if he weren't himself. Meredith has a little idea before we continue our show. Now, he feels there's something missing. Stevie, you better give him back to Meredith. He'll never find his way back to the desk, All right, now let's figure out, if we can, who it is Steve Allen would like to be. Let's let our viewers at home see that famous name. We play the same as before. The loser's checks go to Steve Allen's favorite charity. Let's start this round with Joni.
Now let's see. Who shall I ask? Steve Allen, or Steve Jr., or Steve Sr.? Both? This person you'd like to be, is he living?
Yes.
Yes.
And it is a he.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And is he in the arts?
Yes.
Is he primarily an actor?
Yes, I better say.
I pass.
Steve, I have an idea that this fellow would have something to do with music. I know that you'd pretty rather play the 88 in almost anything. Or maybe a composer. You compose a real nasty song. Would this fellow be a composer?
Well, I've composed several nasty songs, but he's not. I don't, no, wait a minute. He is. He has composed a thing or two.
Has he really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Is he essentially a pianist?
No.
No. Does he sing these compositions of his?
Yes.
Does he do this in public or in private?
Mostly in public.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'm gonna Steve, I'm gonna think this over for a minute. Carl, I'll pass to you.
10 questions.
This singer, is he known primarily for his work in motion pictures?
Yes, I guess.
Does he have what we consider a crooner's voice or a real vocal type voice, like an opera singer?
Neither.
He has neither.
No.
Oh, is he also something else beside a singer?
Yes.
A comedian?
No.
Oh, I pass.
All right, Johnny, 7
Is he
questions.
a dancer?
No.
Is he a dramatic actor as well as a singer?
Not really.
I think we'd have to put him in that classification, actually.
Well, let me change it then. Would he be considered sort of a leading man?
Oh, yes.
He would be considered a leading man.
I don't know where he's leading, but...
Or what?
I'm sorry, did you
He
say
is
he was
incidentally larger than a bread basket.
large in a breadbasket? Did you say that he was primarily known for his work in pictures?
Yes.
Does he appear on television?
Mm-hmm. Sure does, doesn't he?
Does he have a show of his own?
Indeed.
He does.
3 questions, Joan.
Is it a weekly show?
No, it's kind of a strong one, as a matter of fact. It's on once a week, though, that's...
It's a strong show that's on once a week.
2 questions.
I pass.
That is 6 questions.
Well, let me see. Does this, did this show just start this year, Steve? Is it a new show?
What do you say, son? I don't...
To my best knowledge, it is not this season.
No.
Earlier vintage.
Uh-huh. And is the show primarily a musical show?
No.
Oh, it is not.
Mm-mm.
Does he render musical, does he sing on the show?
I like the first word.
Yes. He sings, and sometimes he renders.
Rendered. Well, would it be out of place if he were to come out on the show sometime in a leopard skin? Would that be out of place on the show? On this particular...
Partner, it sure would.
It would?
Yeah.
2 questions, man.
I'm no place. I pass again.
Carl, 6 questions.
Is this a situation comedy type show?
No.
It's not.
Mm-mm.
Is he an MC on this show?
No.
He just sings.
He's the head man, but not
He's
the
the head
MC.
man.
Let's keep it rolling. 4 questions, Carl.
Does he make many famous records?
Yes.
Is this Perry Como?
No,
No.
sir.
A pass.
Is it
All
a
right.
children's show?
To a great extent, yes.
Steve Jr. said yes. Is he a cowboy?
Wait, 1 question, darling, is all you've got.
Oh, he's a cowboy.
Yes, he is a
Hopalong
cowboy.
Cassidy.
No. Meredith, 2 questions. Quickly.
Gene Autry?
Yes. Gene Autry. We have 2 bunches of checks for you guys. 1 check goes to this young man, and don't forget it. And another one for 2, I believe. 1 from Meredith and 1 from Carl. It's your favorite charity, Steve. Good luck on the new show starting next Monday, is it not?
That's right, Bob.
Good. And see
Thanks
on
so
What's
much.
My Line. Thank you,
Okay.
Steve Al.
Bye.
I think I'll give them both to you, honey.
You take them all. Give you the treasure.
Now let's meet our next guest with a famous name. Where do you come to us from, sir?
New Brunswick, New Jersey.
New Brunswick, New Jersey. And what do you do out there?
Welding gas salesman.
Mobile gas salesman?
Welding.
A welding gas salesman. I see. Before we play our game, for submitting this name to us, we're sending $10 to Mrs. Joseph Imbriani of Bound Brook, New Jersey. Let's let our home audience see this gentleman's famous name. Panel, I think by now you know our rules. Mr. X, you will answer yes or no. Let me tell you, Mr. X's name is a thing. A thing. And with that, let's start off with Carl Reiner. Carl?
This thing that you are, is this a popular thing that's found in many homes?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it likely that I've ever had one of these things?
Yes.
At one time or another, Carl.
Oh, would this thing, would it be found at, say, would you find it at mealtime? At mealtimes, would you find this thing?
Yes. Yes.
Would it be served hot?
No, it wouldn't be served hot. You have 2.5 minutes to go. 6 questions. Carl?
Would this thing more likely be seen during this time of the year?
It would more likely be seen at this particular time of the year. Yes.
Would you find this at a fruit and vegetable store or stand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Might very likely.
Do the choice ones, the ones that are considered choice, would they be nice and firm to the touch?
Yes.
What I mean...
Nice one.
Yes. Let me explain. What I mean is, do most housewives feel that they can't tell a good one unless they squeeze it?
I think a housewife could tell a good one from a bad one, yes. You have 2 questions.
Are you a tomato?
I got 1 question left.
I'll save that for later.
All right, Joni, 10 questions.
Well, are you actually a vegetable or fruit?
No.
No.
Are you, however, something living?
Yes.
You are something living.
That's obvious. There it is.
Might I enjoy having one of these in my house?
Yes.
I think
Yes?
you derive a great deal of pleasure from it.
Oh, wait a minute. Could you possibly find one of these in a pet shop?
Yes, in a pet shop, indeed. Uh-huh.
Well, if I had one of these, would I have to exercise and walk it to take care of it?
Absolutely, yes.
When these are fully developed and grown, do some people show them at exhibitions?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Uh-huh. Win prizes for them.
They do?
Oh, yes.
Do most women love to pet them?
I don't think we have the same thing in mind.
Well, it'll be the first time we haven't. I pass.
All right, Meredith. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Our time has just about run out. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to tell you without going any further. The gentleman's name is, tell him.
A muscle.
A muscle.
A muscle.
A muscle. What does the A stand for?
August.
The A stands for August, so it's August Muscle. All right, Mr. Muscle, you have won yourself 75 very husky dollar bills. Go on over there, meet our panel, and thanks from Johnson's Wax for playing the names of the stars.
I wouldn't look stupid. Oh, that's very nice to you, indeed.
The panel and I will be back in a moment, folks, tell you how they did and about next week's show. But now let's have a little accounting. Meredith Willson, will you make your report?
Yes, Bob, I lost $50, but I just had a ball, and it was just wonderful being back with this grand gang. I'm not going to say goodbye or even au revoir because I just may be passing this way again soon. I hope so, anyway.
I hope so, too, Meredith.
Good night,
Come
all.
back soon. Joan Alexander, how about you?
Lost a whole $100. I was so excited at having Meredith back, I couldn't even think. Good night, everybody.
Carl Reiner, how about you?
I lost $75 and I have no excuse. It's just stupidity. It's stupidness, that's all. She makes excuses. She's as stupid as I am.
Good night, panel. You did very, very well
He
tonight.
said it's stupid. But she says that's him. Not him, it's her. Nothing up here.
So long, folks, from the makers of Johnson's Wax. The panel and I will see you again next week on This Name's the Same, which will be brought to you by C.A. Swanson and Sons.
Name's the Same has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production. Associate producer, Peter Arnell. Directed by Herbert Hirschman. Technical director, George Weber. Miss Alexander's Gown by Dana Madison Adams. This is Lee Vine speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax. Reminding you to tune in each and every week at the same time for The Name's the Same.